better than blue-white Stoneforge decks.
All right.
Miracle / those type of decks. You heard
I
it here.
believe that you believe that. We're moving on to Wolf Run Rug on the left with Brian Eaton. On the right, Ross Merriam playing blue-white Delver. Looks like we're just in time to see a Primeval Titan fetching a pair of Glimmer Posts.
Trying to save the day.
However, he is facing quite the clock with a Geist of St. Traft, a Snapcaster Mage, and a Restoration Angel. Putting him on a... I mean, that is a short clock, right? Like, if the Primeval Titan blocks the Geist, that's 9 damage, right? Like, he needs something else.
Now, we can take a look at Brian's hand, and we see a Solemn that he cannot play. We see a... He's tapping a blue...
Is it a bird?
This is a Ponder.
Huh. So
I know he
is he looking for the Miser's Bird of Paradise?
I know he has a Snapcaster Mage hanging out over there, too, so...
Snapcaster in his hand?
I believe so, yeah.
Because he certainly would want to cast that bad boy.
Oh, well, we didn't catch the life was not updated. He's actually at 17.
Oh.
Sure. He was not at 1, so yeah, he's actually up to 17 now, so that changes a lot.
Yeah. In that case, probably can take the liberty of actually pondering. Particularly, it's kind of nice. Thragtusk in his hand?
His hand looks nice.
Yeah.
He has a Crushing Vines there as well. A Solemn
Nice
Thragtusk, a Crushing Vines, and a Snapcaster Mage, so...
I got a nice hand, too.
And he's going to draw... Ooh.
Is that a bonfire?
Shaker Bonbon.
Alright. Ross untapping. Bonfire at this point, big enough to sweep everything. If Ross doesn't have a counterspell.
We see a Thought Scour. Snag. Angel. Draw Stub. Ponder.
A reasonable draw.
Ross is in some trouble this game.
Which is interesting considering that he had his opponent dead on board just moments ago until that Primeval Titan fetches those clutch Glimmer Posts. Interestingly, Glimmer Post is probably the only reason Cloud Post got banned in Modern, right?
I believe so, yeah. The combination was just too out of control. You gained too much life.
And too much mana.
So we see Ross shuffling with his Ponder. Not entirely sure what he's looking for. It feels like a Vapor Snag or a Snapcaster Mage type situation, but he also doesn't know what is lurking for him once Brian untaps. And this is a tough spot for Ross. Let's see what the Ponder draws. It's a negate. That's
wow. Clutch.
Right back in Big Ern's face.
Alright. Well, there you go. So what do you think? Does he attack or not?
I think he has a Snapcaster hanging around there too. He's going to play that Moorland Haunt.
Because he could potentially, like if he stays home, he can actually just gang block the Primeval Titan and only lose 2 guys. Now granted it's his Geist and his Angel, but at least the Titan's dead.
I mean, there is that. I think really the Titan has done as much as it's going to do this game. It has gotten the 4 Glimmer Post out.
And it's about to go get Kessig Wolf Run
and
Inkmoth Nexus.
It is going to go get Kessig. We don't have the deck list in front of us, but actually we do. I apologize. I got Brian's deck list.
I assume it's Inkmoth Nexus and Kessig Wolf Run, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to assume that there is an Inkmoth Nexus in this deck, and there is one.
Oh, he bounces Primeval Titan. This is going to be quite the beatdown, right?
I mean, he's going to take a lot, and then he's going to get...
Unfortunately, he tapped out, which means Bonfire is going to be super effective.
Well, he's about to get the business end of one. As Ross draws another Primeval Titan, or excuse me, Brian draws another Primeval Titan. 2, 3, and yeah, we're gonna want to make that 4.
Sorry about that whammy.
So all of Ross's creatures down, and Ross is actually gonna move down to 16 as well. So a big play there from Brian, as Ross is moving the negate back and forth through his hand right now. Wondering, maybe that was a bit of a mistake. But again, Brian is at 5, and he does have a Thragtusk pseudo, yeah, so he actually is going to move back to a comfortable life total shortly.
Was that thought you just expressed, that he just swept the board with Bonfire?
Yes.
But, on the other hand, he still has a Thragtusk to gain 5 life.
Yes.
A fair counterpoint.
Thank you. Thank you.
Blade Splicer followed up with 3/3 for Striking Golem. We're going to see some Moorland Haunt action, which really helps give the blue-white Delver deck some staying power. These Moorland Haunts, they put in some nice work regarding keeping it going. But these decks have so few land anyway that it's like they have more spells. But then the fact that even if you start trading all your stuff, they get all these free cards to finish it off. Super effective. I can only wonder what the standard format would be like if Tectonic Edge was legal. Ghost Quarter is no Tectonic Edge.
That's the truth. As we are going to see the Primeval Titan coming into play right now. And we'll see if it's going to be Wolf Run plus Ink Moth next this time. There's the Ink Moth. And there's the Wolf Run. So, there's the last two pieces to the puzzle.
13 mana in play.
It's no small number.
Well, it's also particularly worth noting that he can be threatening a lethal Ink Moth Nexus next turn.
Yep.
As it takes 14 mana to do the whole thing. So if he plays a land, that's the whole shebang.
Now Ross is checking his graveyard quite a bit here. It makes me think that he's going to make a token here. The Runechanter's Pike may be a live draw to get him out of this situation.
Yeah, Runechanter's Pike. I mean, that's... Does he have 9 in his graveyard? He might. Man, the life gain from these Thragtusks and Glimmer Posts is incredible.
You just see a Delver's Secrets that turn, so in with the Spirit token. It's going to put Brian down to 9. We will see a Delver's Secrets and Ross passing back.
So, I mean, how does this turn go down, right? Looks like he drew a Rampant Growth instead of the land he needed, but he's only at 9. Like, this could, I mean, he's got to be careful. He can, I mean, he's threatening lethal, of course, by making his Thragtusk trample over.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, is this a Snapcaster on the Bonfire?
Targeting the Bonfire.
Super effective. Actually not, though, right? Like negate?
He has negate in his hand.
So where does this leave us? Because now he doesn't have enough mana to trample over.
I don't think it leaves him in a very good situation. I mean, it's a kind of a decision of what I want to play around this turn, you know? Like,
I would look into his soul. See the negate.
There's your Bonfire for 3. And there's your negate.
If you have it, you have it. Oh, you had it. Gosh diddly darn. So he does have a Crushing Vines, though.
He does have a Vines, and he also has an Ink Moth Nexus to block a Flying Spirit
If things
token.
really go sour?
Yeah. No, it'll be interesting to see if he keeps those available, or if he just taps off for Solemn Simulacrum.
Because that Primeval Titan has to get in there, and I think Simulacrum is just way too greedy. He needs to keep that Crushing Vines in case a Runechanter's Pike comes down.
Agreed.
Primeval Titan, entering the red zone. Cavernous Souls, perhaps? Copperline Gorge, just to keep it tapped. Get it into play untapped.
Both of those are going to come into play.
Alright,
So
well, there you go.
This comes decision-making time for Brian here. If he is going to have, the discipline to keep up the Crushing Vines, or if he is just going to cast a Solemn Simulacrum post-combat.
He does not need a 16th mana.
We know that.
Ship that turn. Keep your guard up. You don't want to be caught in the street slipping.
And he does just pass the turn back.
This is quite the slugfest. This could go either way. It's going to be real interesting to see what these players draw.
Well, there are pause at the end step here. I'm wondering if...
Because Brian wins on board, but there's a lot of cards Ross could draw.
Yeah. Okay, he's going to block the Titan. Got it. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Crushing Vine.
There's a Crushing Vines. Now,
Crushing. That's going to all but destroy any hope of counterplay from Ross.
I mean,
He still has the Pike, though, right?
He still has the
This
Pike
is what's
is
going to
out.
have to happen.
I think that's a Delver's Secrets.
Is it a Delver or a Vapor Snag? Or a Ponder?
Maybe a Snapcaster, the way he's thumbing through his graveyard.
Huh.
Phantasmal Image. Snapcaster Mage. Okay.
Ponder. Looking for that pike.
Hit 1, hit 2, hit 3.
Gonna shuffle.
Yeah, get that out of here.
He's gonna have to shuffle every time. Cool, calm. Ross Merriam.
Well, Ross has been here before. As we told you at the top of the show, he won the Standard Open on day 2 of the Indianapolis Invitational. He's top-aided numerous of his things, and he's always playing Delver. So he's very at home playing this deck as he draws a Seagram Coast. So that's going to do it.
All right. So we're going to go to game 3.
Now we do have the deck list in front of us, and as Brian was leafing through his deck, there were a lot of hate cards in his deck. I think I saw some number of Combusts, Crushing Vines. So what are the exact things that he does have?
So he has a Crushing Vines, a Combust, and that's it. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say.
He also, if he wants, he has access to some Thragtusk action. He doesn't have any of those main deck, so we know he brought him in. Obviously, he brought in at least one. He probably has the full package. He has Pillar of Flame if he wants it, Negate if he wants it, and that's probably about it. He might want Ancient Grudge just because of the possibility of there are Blade Splicers over here, right?
There's just one.
Oh, okay. There's just the one Blade Splicer and a little bit of Pike. Yeah. So mostly a Crushing Vine, a Combust, and some Thragtusk, but possibly rounding it out with some Pillar Flame or Negate. What do we got on the other side, though?
On this side for Ross, playing against blue, green, red ramp, Wolf Run Rug, if you will.
And I will.
You just did. Dissipate, certainly an option. We already seen the Negate that he has, so that's in there.
Yep.
2 Phantasmal Images.
For sure.
And
what did Spellskite? Redirect the Wolf Run? Because remember, as long as the Spellskite's in play, Brian can't activate Casting Wolf Run.
He can't activate Wolf Run. It's going to make the Crushing Vines a bit worse, makes Grudge a little bit worse. I don't know if it's worth investing a slot into in his deck. I feel like there may be other options with the Dissipate, the Negate, the 2 images, and maybe the other Mutagenic Growth to be able to trump a Combust or a Bonfire, as we saw in that game. I wouldn't be surprised to see it in, but I just don't think that's the route that I would take personally if I was in his shoes, which I'm not.
Which is probably convenient because you were like, what, a size 13?
My feet are big.
Size 12?
This is a 12 and a half.
Yeah.
Ross can have big feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shuffling meticulously. All right. Ross is going to be on the play this game, dishing out his opening 7. We'll see how he can
on
do.
What that shirt says? I know it says Pluto, but what else does it say about Pluto? Is he a Pluto apologist? One of the people who wants Pluto to be considered a planet again? Like it was in the good old days?
You'll have to ask him after the match. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
As we see, both players do keep 7, and we see a Ponder here from Ross. And he's not happy.
You know, sometimes you look at 3 cards and they're worth keeping. This isn't one of those times. What's Ross looking for here? He doesn't have the Delver on turn 1. What's he want? Does he want like a Geist Draft, or does he just want a good mix of stuff? I mean, does he want an Angel? What does he want?
Well, I think Geist is going to be the most important card in this matchup, as he does draw a Runechanter's Pike there. I think if he doesn't have a Delver on 1, he's going to want to just, I believe, the Geist. As we have an Hinterland Harbor there. He has a Copperline Gorge in his hand as well. We're going to see a Taxian Probe. Get the information.
That's a nice little mix.
A couple of bonfires there. We have 2 bonfires, a Crushing Vines, 2 Copperline Gorges, a Frost Titan, and a Ponder.
I like it. He's got some reaction, he's got some library manipulation, he's got some mana, he's got defense against the Pike, and he's even got 1 threat in his hand. This is a nice, well-balanced hand. And Bonfire is the type of card that, even when it's expensive and slow, you can still cash it in against these Delver decks, you know?
Absolutely. You know, Brian's hand is relatively good. He is going to need, as we see a Snapcaster Mage, a Probe doing its best Silvergill Adept impersonation. He is going to need this Ponder to be pretty good. Just looking for, you know, a Farseek type card.
Something to speed him up a little?
Yeah, something to just push him ahead a little bit.
Even a Salva Simulacrum wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
Because next turn he can bonfire for 1, next turn drop the Solemn.
That one's not too bad. It's an island. It's an island, a cavern, and a combust, but he's opting to shuffle.
So we just got an update. Jafari Pardee 1-2-0 with Delver over Zombie Pod. So it looks like only one zombie deck in the top 8, or in the top 4.
All right. So one Delver is going to slide through. Ross looking to try to make it 2.
Oh, Pardee also, Jafar and Pardee both got through. So that's Sam Pardee with blue-white mid-range, the Delverless Delver.
Okay.
So Delverless Delver and Delver and Black-Red Zombies have all advanced.
So we have
We're fighting for the 4th spot.
We have 3 of our 4.
If Brian pulls this off, we'll have 4 different decks in the top 8, or in the top 4. Snapcaster Mage, attacking.
Guys,
Taps a 3rd Seacrum Coast for that Blade Splicer. And this is knowing that Brian has the Bonfires and the Crushing Vines, which is interesting. Do you think we're going to see a Bonfire for 1 in this position?
I mean, he already has. He has the second one, so I would be a little surprised if we didn't.
The alternative, of course, being Crushing Vines on the Golem token. But of course, that's what Ross wants him to do, since he knows it. So we've got a few different options for Brian. Is that a 3rd red card? He does Crushing Vines the Golem. He just wants to prevent the damage.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, knowing that Ross is a Rune Changer's Pike, it's going to make it a little tricky, but I think he's hoping to extract a little bit more value out of his Bonfire. You know, by it sitting in play, it makes it harder for Ross to commit more to the board, you know? I don't know. I think I might have just Bonfired for 1. It depends on how he wants to play it. He does need to keep reacting though, because he's got to keep his life total up high enough so that by the time he gets to 6 and starts going boom, 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 he isn't facing down lethal.
I'm just going to keep. Ross is going to take a Restoration Angel first time. See an island here. See a beatdown for 3, excuse me, putting Brian down to 15. We'll see what kind of follow-up Ross is going to have here.
Yeah, see, I like the Bonfire there. You could always Crushing Vines at instant speed. I like playing up the sorcery one first, particularly when you've got 2 copies of it.
Ross just passes back. Hinterland Harbor, which is... he has a forest hiding in his hand, I'm pretty sure, so it doesn't look like it's going to come into play tapped unless he wants it to. And there is that forest.
Bonfire for 1?
Now we're going to make our best attempt at Bonfire for 1. Ross is
Our
going to
best attempt.
Hey, I mean, could have been
Apparently
counter.
it was good enough. That's true. Facing down Dissipate and Negate.
In addition to the 2 mana leaks that Ross has.
Mana Weak.
Snapcaster Mage.
I mean, Brian is not scared of Mana Weak. Is it just the Snapcaster for the Coral Merfolk beatdown?
Yeah.
Alright, well, there you go.
Coral
Taste
Merfolk
it.
in. Putting Brian down to 13. Restoration Angel.
Resetting the Snapcaster Mage, giving him another look at Ponder. What's he looking for at this point? I mean, he's got that pike still sitting in his hand, right? Like he's trying to sculpt a scenario where he can just, you know, finish him off in 1 hit.
Yeah, I think that's really what he's looking to do now. I mean, I think he would also be looking for either a mana leak, a dissipate, the negate, some sort of counter magic, some sort of permission as well. And of course, another Snapcaster Mage certainly isn't going to hurt things, but I think those are the things that he's looking for. Because right now, his Runechanter's Pike, as far as I know, there's only 1 Ponder left in the bin, as we see a Geist-Saint Trap drawn off
so
the
the pike
Ponder.
is pretty far from being super relevant.
Yeah, it's a little bit small right now.
Huh.
There's the
A
5th.
fair criticism.
There's
So
the
he's-
5th land.
He's going to be able to drop Frost Titan next turn, right? If Frost doesn't have a Dissipate, I mean, Frost Titan is not a joke.
So there's a Delver of Secrets there for Ross. He's going to come across for 5 and put Brian down to 8. Looking at a Vapor Snag, Snapcaster Mage, Pike, Delver of Secrets, and a Geist-Saint Trap. Interesting to see what kind of line he's going to take this game.
Think there's any chance that if Brian put Frost Titans the Angel, that Ross, instead of Vapor Snagging the Frost Titan, just Vapor Snags the Restoration Angel? Probably not, but like that's a possibility, right?
It's something that can happen. I feel like he's going to play the Delver this turn.
Oh, you feel like that's what he's going to...
No, I feel like he was... I thought that he was just going to play the Geist this turn and kind of force the Bonfire for 2.
Interesting.
And then...
oh, so that you can't Frost Titan this turn?
Yeah, it's
that's
either
fair.
he doesn't Frost Titan this turn or he does Frost Titan. He Frost Titans the Angel, and then Ross Vapor Snags the Frost Titan and pays for it.
Yeah.
It's what I thought was going to happen. Ross is going to Vapor Snag that. Angel is tapped, so maybe we're looking to flip with Delver here. No flip.
Not flip, but it is a Restoration Angel. He's got both Snapcaster Mage and Restoration Angel. This is going to be real tough for Brian. He's behind the gun here.
Puts Brian down to 4. We see a draw of
Forest.
another land. The problem with this game is that Brian's just not able to get his cards out in time.
Classic getting tempoed out.
You know, is Frost Titan going to save him?
No.
We know. Yeah, we see a Snapcaster Mage sitting right there.
And the Restoration Angel in his hand too. Because if he Angels,
Snapcaster Mage on the Vapor Snag, able
Yeah,
to pay
there
to
you go.
break the shield,
and that's
putting
5
Brian
right there.
down to 3. Yep.
All
That's
right,
it.
that's the match. Ross Merriam, our final top 4 competitor, defeating Brian Eaton with Wolf Run Rug. Ross with Blue White Delver advancing. That makes the top 4 2 Delver decks, a Delverless Delver, and a Black Red Zombie deck that everyone will be cheering for.